Professor Homa back with part 2 of Italian Menu, and just to finish this off, just a couple things I need to show you and then that should be it. The part up here, and this is why I left this for last, is there's 2 tabs up here, and I'll show you an easy way to do that. And I'll bring out my styles just so I can see them, and you can see if you click in some formatting you should see your style being highlighted. If not, just go and make sure you highlight in your style. And any changes that you make sure you modify by going over here to modify your style. So one thing I want to do here, this minestrone, if I look at my PDF, I can see everything's the same. It still has prices on the right tab here, except there's another tab and another price, and the leader doesn't go all the way to the last one. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a second tab in further, and then we're going to switch so that the leader isn't on this tab, the leader's on the first tab. So it's not really that hard to do, so I'll show you how to do that. But what I'm going to do first, since this style is almost is going to be almost like this other one, is like the item one, I'm going to put it in item. Now when you first do that, I'll move my style here, you can see that it's throwing the tab off because there's going to one tab and it's putting one tab at 6.5, and then the other ones it's going almost off the page. So I have to fix that, and what I have to do right now, it's in item RH. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change that. I'm going to go into my paragraph dialog box and go into tabs, and there I'll see there's my one tab at 6.5. And what I could do is I could take the leader off of that by hitting none, and I could hit set, and that'll take the leader off. And then I'm going to add a second tab by typing in 5.75, and then making sure it's also a right tab, and then making sure it has a leader, and then hitting set. So remember, this is where you put your tab in, and then when you hit set it adds it to the list. So now I have one tab at 5.75, it's right aligned, and it has a leader, that should be the first one, and the second one is also right aligned and it doesn't have a leader. So I'm going to hit OK, and there it is. That's all it did, is I used the formatting from item, but then I just added a second tab by working in the tabs palette. Now the only thing I want to do here, if I want to save this as a style, I could just go into my new styles, and this is what you just want to watch, is I actually want to base it on, and it's doing it automatically. It's basing my style on item RH, and I'll just call it item 2 tabs. And the whole idea with basing a style, this style based on, and I'll put that in there so it's saying item 2 tabs. What that based on means is if I go in, it makes it a child of item. Item becomes the parent, item 2 tabs becomes the child. What that means is if you ever had to go and change something, if you ever decided, well, we're going to put house salad or put all the items in black ink, I could go to item, I can modify it, I could change my color of item, I'll just change it to black or use automatic, and if I hit OK, and it'll not only will it change item, but it will also change the color of item 2 tabs, because that's basically a child. It's based on that. So anything that they share, any properties that they share, they'll change. Any ones that are different, they'll keep the same. So it doesn't change the tabs, it just changes the things that are the same. Alright, the last thing to do up here is this area, cup and bowl, it just needs 2 center tabs right on top of this. I'll do this by using the ruler, and I'll have to go over here on the ruler, and I'll just click on here until I see the center tab. It looks like a upside down T. That means when I click on my ruler right in this little area, it's going to make a center tab. So I'm going to click one here, and I'll click one here, and you can move these. You can grab them and move them around. Sometimes they're kind of hard to move, but I'm just going to center it like right over the type, and that's about it. And you can make it bold, italic if you want, so it centers right over there. If you want to make it a style, I don't have to base that on anything. I could just make it a style, and I could just call it, cup bowl, and put a RH at the end just to indicate that that's my style that I use for this. And I'll hit OK. And notice that it does, if you deleted one of the tabs, you need a tab. One tab sets it to here, and the other tab sets it at the, wherever that is. I'm not even sure what it is. I kind of did it by eye. If you double click on one of these, you can see your tabs, 5.56 and 6.31. I think on your sheet I said do it at 5.6 and 6.3. So that's pretty, I did it pretty close by eyeing it up.